Hello, Zebra English family and anyone else that would like to know about TPR. TPR stands for Total Physical Response. TPR is something that us as ESL teachers use a lot in our classrooms. It's communicating to the student what we are trying to say to them or get them to do, or some kind of response that we want from them. So I will go over with a few differing categories of TPR. First of all, let's just talk about the advantages of TPR. When you do TPR, which again is Total Physical Response, TPR is good for making that stick in a student's brain. Okay, if they can see it, hear it, and do it, then it's more likely, all of us know this, even from our own experiences, it's more likely that it's going to cement or stay within our brain and that we'll have an easier time to remember it. So especially learning a second language that is not easy to learn, TPR is a great help. So let's go over a few of the categories of TPR. I have what I call educational TPR, instructional TPR, then I have celebratory TPR, that's my own that I have added in. I call it additional TPR. There's two categories under additional TPR. There are two categories that I have under additional TPR, celebratory TPR and transitional TPR. And I'll explain those to you in just a minute. Okay, so what is educational TPR? Educational TPR is anything that you're trying to convey a word, like if it's kite, I'll do like this, like I'm flying a kite, or you could do like the shape of a kite. Whenever you do TPR, you just want it to be consistent, that you do that same motion each time you do kite. So if I do this for kite, each time I do kite, I do like this. So whatever your TPR is for it, make sure it communicates the word that you want to get your student to produce, and then keep it consistent throughout so that they do not get confused. Don't use kite this way one time and kite this way another time. So that's just a good rule of thumb to remember when you're doing TPR with your students, because you want it to be constant, you want it to be consistent, you want it to be plain for them to understand and not confuse them. We're trying to help them, not confuse them. So that's some educational TPR. Educational TPR would be doing something like frisbee or swing, like if you're doing a baseball bat, something like that. Of course, if you're in a swing, like a swing set, you could do a swing set, or this could be for baby here, when you do like this, like you're rocking or holding a baby. Differing things like that you could do for educational TPR. Now, when you introduce yourself, when you are asking a student questions, you can use TPR for that too, and that's also called educational TPR. You could be like, my name is Teacher Joanne, or you can hold up your name tag or point to your name behind you. All right, you can ask, how are you? You'd be like, how are you? And then they would say, happy, and then you'd say, yes, I am happy. And if you wanted to tell them, if they said, well, how are you? And you could say, I am happy. Again, you're giving them that TPR that goes along with what you're saying. If you said a foreign language and you didn't give any motions to it, no one would know what you were saying. But if you do like this, they're saying hello, whatever language that you're in. If you say, point like this, that means me, or I, or my. And if you're doing this, it means them or you. So those are just TPR hand motions that will help communicate that to your student. When I say, how old are you? How old are you? And they'll say 4, 5, and I'll say 5. Say, I am 5. And you can get them to speak after you. Now that brings me to my next TPR, and that's instructional TPR. And that's when you want them to do something. Like you want them to listen, so you do like this, which means I'm listening. If you want them to listen to what you are saying, you can say listen, and you're pointing to your ear and telling them to listen. If you want them to speak, you can do like this, or speak. Role play, you're talking back and forth. Maybe it's push play. In a game, you can say push play. Because remember, with the Zebra English students, they're going to be using most likely their fingers on an iPad or some kind of tablet. So I'll say push play, and that lets them know as I'm circling play that I want them to push it. Or if it's the treasure box, it's like click, click. And I get my fingers like I'm clicking that button, click. So that's, again, instructional TPR. You're trying to get them to do something. All right, so we have educational TPR, instructional TPR, and then I have the additional TPR. Now, additional TPR for me, one is transitional. And what I mean by transitional is just those things that you do to make it fun and to keep the flow going, the energy, and not just sitting there looking at each other. So transitional TPR is like this. When we're playing a game, it's a slot machine, that we're doing the slot machine and having fun, spin, 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 spin. If the cards are mixing, I'll go mix, 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 mix. Or lately I've been going mix, 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 mix. And that's the transitional TPR that I'm using, waiting for that game to finish spinning. Or I'll be like, round and around and around we go, and stop. And then the word pops up when they're doing the turntable game. Again, it's transitional. TPR, it's just keeping that flow going. I may say, look, what do you see? Or what's this? And circle it. So anything like that. What do you see? Let's look. You can do that as you're going to the next slide. You can be like, good job. And as you're saying good job or high five, you can be clicking that next button and going to the next slide. And that just keeps things flowing again, so that you're not saying good job and then, okay, let me find the slide, click, okay. And it keeps that energy, it keeps that flow going, it makes it fun for the students. So again, that's some transitional TPR that you can do. That's what I call it, because it's just those lag times when you just want to keep something going and not just have dead staring at each other's face. Now the last one is celebratory TPR, and I think we all know how to do that, but it's like saying good job, high five, fireworks, if you want to do that, round of applause. That's another one. Anything like that that will celebrate your student, and I'll be like, wow, like you're so big. Or at the end, yay, you got 55 zebra coins. And you can do the hand clapper, you can do your hand claps, you can do the fireworks, or cheering back and forth, are you ready? Let's go, let's go. So any of that stuff to make it fun. That's the celebratory, having fun, connecting with the student and having that energy and flow throughout your classroom. So I hope that has helped you with some TPR. I know it's new for those that are coming in to ESL, and especially with Zebra English, they want so much TPR. So really think about what you're doing, how you can make it consistent, that you do the same thing for that. Don't be confusing, don't like say bear when that's like hug, that's like hug. So I hope that helps you. Thank you for watching and stopping by myzebraenglishjourney.com. Please subscribe. I would love to hear from you. If you have any feedback or any comments or anything that you would like to see in a video, please just comment below, reach out to me. You can email me, use the contact form on my website, find me on Facebook, and if you again are interested in applying, just let us know and we'll be glad to help you. All right, over and out. Goodbye.